Welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm Subponicate Poster, and this is Skyhold. It's a little fucked up right now, but it will certainly improve as the game goes on. So don't worry about these things, someone will clean them up eventually. This is our throne. It's a piece of patio furniture with spikes on it, I guess. And we'll be fixing that in just a second. Over here is the Undercroft. Pop in there and see how that goes. This is our new forge crafting area. So this is where we'll be doing all of our making of stuff. This is storage. They patched this in, I believe it was in January for the PC. And it's quite nice. It was a feature that people were clamoring for. And with this edition, you really don't need to worry about upgrading your storage capability because you can dump everything off. It's a big help. If you find one of those weapons that you like and can't use it for a couple of levels, stick it in there and pull it out when you're ready. Our special shipments that were in our cabin in Haven are now down here. And we got a lot of schematics for weapons and armor. The pre-order bonuses again. We can craft these. Anyone can use the weapons. Unfortunately, only butts can use the armor, which is too bad. It would be nice to put your entire squad in matching armor. It's not too ugly. And here's where we can customize Skyhold. The banner, bed, drapery, etc. Those are things that you can buy from certain shops. So you can buy new beds, new drapes. And our banner, they all come unlocked. You don't need to unlock them. However, the banners themselves aren't finished, and you will have to pick up upgrades or extra components, I guess would be a good way to put it, as you travel around the world. And since we're elven, we'll pick an elven banner. And let's look at our throne. So there's the Inquisition one. The Dragon Maw was a pre-order bonus, and we'll pop that on. It's pretty badass looking, and certainly much better than the patio furniture. Have a quick chat with Harriet.
Served the Lord who loaded his catapults with anvils. Point made. I've walked away from too many burning buildings for one lifetime. This place, though, it'll be alright. It's Inquisitor now, isn't it? That'll take some getting used to.
You think it's strange to say. It's stranger to hear.
Don't let it go to your head. We need you level. Everyone just got a big, hard reason to hate Corypheus. And we already did, but we didn't have a name. You're the surprise, not him.
We left in a hurry, but
If you didn't save the townspeople like we did, then there'll be an option to talk to him about everyone that died and how sad he is.
how is this place shaping up as a forge?
Better than Haven ever could be. Not the way I wanted an upgrade, but ever forward.
You've got it all up and running.
Your basics, like always. There's space here for, I don't know what. This place
And we will be making very good use of that space.
job to fill it.
I'll be back later.
I'll be here.
Up over here in the corner is very important. Another chapter of Hard in Hightown. And on the other barrels is a note from Mason Gatsy. He will be overseeing the reconstruction of Skyhold, and he's also the feller to talk to for all of those mosaic pieces you've been grabbing. You'll see them once things get cleaned up a bit on the walls, and once you complete one, you can ask him to write a summary about it for you for a little backstory. It's kind of neat. For the moment, we're not going to make anything. We need to unlock something else before we really make use of the Undercroft. There's a fast travel point here in the throne room, and these are scattered all over the place. So if you're moving through Skyhold and let's say you're out in the courtyard and you want to come into the throne room really quickly, go ahead and fast travel. This is Josie's new setup. Kind of cozy. And up there is the war table, but we won't be hitting that just yet. And also, I'm doing this because there's walls right here now, but later on there's actually a pathway that opens up to get further into the place. This is the door to the garden, and we can't get in there yet. This is the entrance to the library. And Solas's new place where he'll hang out.
So much room for whatever was here.
The walls are plain right now, but they will get decorated. I tried to read a note there, but with Solas standing so close I couldn't get the prompt, so I skipped it. I'll come back. And this is where Dorian hangs out. And Fiona. Obviously, if you didn't go with the mages, she will not be here. And that was just a codex entry, and it's out of order, so I didn't leave it in because it doesn't really make sense. It also has nothing to do with anything. Helisima is Menave's replacement, so that's where you'll be turning in your creature research. And there's a fast travel point up here where Liliana hangs out. This is the, I guess you'd call it the rookery, where she keeps all of her messenger crows. And again, this door doesn't open right now, but it will open up later. And an alcove. Now the fun thing about Skyhold is that you do not take damage while in Skyhold at all. So traveling from, say, out in the courtyard up here, use the fast travel points. If you're going down though, gravity is your friend. So this is the most common way of getting from top to bottom. Just jump off. And you can basically jump, with the exception of a couple places, from the top of Skyhold 10 stories down into the bottom and no damage. So it's kind of funny. Little light reading for Solas, I guess. It's a pretty nice place and a good view. And I guess geothermal energy plus magic is what keeps it nice and green here. This is where Colin is for the time being, but he will move once we fix things up. And look for Cole. Cole was that kind of odd young man that we met in Your Heart Shall Burn. We'll go looking for him in a bit. And that portcullis is closed right now. Once you've hit the war table, it will open up and you can fast travel from that gate to anywhere on the world map. And now we can chat with Scout Harding in between missions, which is nice. That's the most important area. That is the bar. And again, this is a temporary staying place for most of our companions. Once things get cleaned up, they will move to their permanent locations. Bull temporarily, and And that's Cassandra's permanent spot with the dummies that she continues to wail on, just like she did back in Haven. This is our forge. Nothing goes on in here. It's also where Cassandra sleeps, upstairs. You'd think she could do better than sleeping in the forge, but whatever. More areas blocked off. Another fast travel point. This door's shut for now. They stuck everything else in the Undercroft, but you still turn on your requisitions out here. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but there you go.
Look at this place. It's a bloody palace, it is. Fit for a king, eh?
King Butts. And we're the masters of our domain. Let's chat with Viv.
Maker, you're a mess. Let me have a look at you. Are you all right, my dear? Were you hurt? You look dreadful.
Gee, thanks. Stoic answer's her favorite.
I'll be fine. Don't worry.
You bear it well. Good. The troops will take their cue from your composure. Now, let's keep up appearances. You've handled this crisis competently, saving as many lives as you did. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
Tell her to get fucked.
So many people are joining this fight. What if I'm only leading them to their deaths?
Death is a part of war, my dear, and a part of life.
Still a bitch, but pretty pragmatic under the
Those who died in the
circumstances.
Inquisition give their lives willingly. The alternative is to forfeit all they cherish to these horrors from the sky. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. I think you know what needs to be done, my dear.
Here's Thren. All the people we saved are still here. They've been replaced in their jobs, but you can find them wandering around.
Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications.
It's quite the view.
We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
It goes both ways.
On the other hand, that means he can see us from miles away.
Let him come. I swear I'll take the twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
I'm grateful for your support.
It's my job, isn't it? Killing Darkspawn. Look, in spite of it all, there is hope. The people flock to your banner. They believe in you. Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
Not you too, Blackwall. No!
I wish they'd understand that I'm really nobody.
You're somebody. Don't you
Aw,
see what
that's
you are to
sweet.
them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter. Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable and I've wasted enough of it.
And have a chat with our other elfie-ish friend.
So, Inquisitor. It is Inquisitor now, right?
Skippy.
That war we talked about stopping. Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Droste, what did I step in?
And you
I've
can
apparently been-
pick the elven stuff and it pisses her off.
Corypheus was a surprise.
No, a surprise would be, oh, I stepped in dog shite. No one says, oh, a Magister God monster, I'm surprised. Impossible things aren't surprises.
I can't help you if you don't explain what's wrong exactly.
It's got to be nonsense, doesn't it? We're kind of screwed if it isn't. I mean, that Carriffy thing. A Magister, right? Story is, he cracked the Golden City.
Sarah has kind of an interesting perspective here about how most people are comfortable thinking that their religion is an allegory, but in this particular case, if Corypheus is right,
Real things.
it's not allegory at all, and that's kind of freaking her out.
So I can go play.
You joined to help the little people caught up in this, but do you believe or not?
In Andraste? Of course.
But you doubt what you're seeing and hearing.
It can't be true. Even fanatics don't want to be this right. Look, I have arrows. I can make this Corypheus believe in those. Good enough?
Good enough.
Good enough.
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal. A nice, well-paid normal.
Sorry, Sarah. No.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now!
Help these days.
We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
No, I think we still would have been
Do you
fucked.
ever sleep?
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but has improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
Inquisitor Llewellyn. It sounds odd, don't you think?
Not at all.
Is that the official response?
I suppose it is. But it's the truth. We needed a leader. And you have proven yourself.
And if you haven't hit on Colin before, you still have an opportunity here that we won't be
Responded
taking
quickly to the
advantage
attack
of.
on Haven. Without that, so many more would have died. I'm grateful for any help you can give.
Thank you, Inquisitor. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word.
All right, let's look for coal.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Vivian is not
I
amused.
wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit,
It is a demon.
if you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
It can't be all bad.
Cole warned us about Corypheus at Haven. He saved a lot of lives.
And what will its help cost? How many lives will this demon later claim?
In fact,
Only the ones we tell him
nature
to.
is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
What do you mean by possession?
Spirits and demons cross over from the Fade by attaching themselves to something in this world. But Cole has willfully manifested in human form without possessing anyone.
What about all those other freaks?
The demons who came through the breach, or through the rifts, weren't possessing anything.
These demons were drawn through against their will, driven mad by this world. But Cole predates the breach. From what we can tell, he has lived here for months, perhaps years. He looks like a young man. For all intents and purposes, he is a young man. It is remarkable.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
And this is kind of Cole's shtick.
Glad to see you're settling in, Cole. Here I was worried you'd have trouble making friends.
Every breath slower. Like lying in a warm bath. Sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain. Dry. Scraping. Thirsty. Here.
Cole can read people's thoughts, emotions, whatever you want to call it.
She won't remember me.
And this makes for some hilarious dialogue when you take him out with your party, since he can read everyone's mind. Except the Inquisitors, which is hand-waved away. But they do explain it.
I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
Choice to recruit him or leave him be. But we're picking up everybody.
The Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt. The helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting.
And sometimes Cole's help can take,
The healers have done all they can.
bad forms.
It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
If you tell him to keep him around, he disapproves, but he won't leave. He just doesn't want to see the poor guy suffer.
All right. Help him.
It's all right. I want to stay.
Now let's head up to the battlements and meet Varric's friend.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of...
God damn, Hawk, you really let yourself go to shit.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
That was DLC and DA2.
You've already dropped half a mountain on the bastard. I'm sure anything I can tell you pales in comparison.
Oh, I don't know. You did save a city from a horde of rampaging Kunari.
I don't see how that really applies. Or is there a horde of rampaging Kunari I don't know about?
There's a Kunari. He almost qualifies as a horde all by himself. Fortunately, he's on our side.
So, then, what can I tell you?
Varric said that you fought Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds, turned them against each other.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
So Corypheus has the Venatori, the Red Templars, and now possibly the Wardens as well. Wonderful.
Great.
I didn't come this far just to give you bad news. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something unrelated for me. His name is Alistair. The last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe.
Hopefully, my friend in the Wardens will know more.
I'll take any lead I can get at the moment.
Good. I'll do whatever I can to help. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
And with this, we will get access to a new area and a new quest line to head to Crestwood. So that will be the first place we will head to once we leave Skyhold.
But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me. And I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back, or maybe it's all Tevinter magic, but he was dead, I swear it.
And this goes into the problem of Corypheus. Apparently he can't just be straight up killed.
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
My sister's a Grey Warden. I had my friend Aveline take her as far from Orlais as possible. When all the Wardens started acting strangely, I had to keep my family safe. Meryl is helping Elven refugees who were displaced by the war. I didn't want to take her away from that. Meryl spent enough time fighting for her life with me.
Fuck Anders!
About Anders. What was he like?
An asshole.
He was just an Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him, except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
And where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up and the exalted march never came.
I assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition. What did he say about me?
Only good things, I promise. I was a little surprised.
Oh, that's no fun.
Varric isn't one for religion in general, but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. I think the exact phrase was, has a good shot at fixing Blondie's mess.
Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. Join us next time where we do a little more exploring and venture out.